It is easy to say without reservation that our country takes pride in its military tradition and history. Over the years, the U.S. has taken steps to provide increasingly improved benefits to its GIs to support those returning home. While the military community on campus is a healthy one, it seems there is more to them and their challenges than meets the eye. Since this group not only includes our country's veterans, but also those who have recently begun to serve, perhaps it is worth considering the differing experiences and struggles of our incoming and outgoing servicemen and women.
Investigating the Veterans Affairs here on campus, we had the chance to speak to veteran Dennis Manning. He's the treasurer of the new PSU Veterans Club and served in the Army for over 20 years.
Well, one, I mean, the motivator is having the educational benefits. You know, there would have been a big difference had I not had them. But, you know, just looking for employment, you know, because as you guys will probably find out that having a bachelor's degree is almost required out there right now. It's almost required to have a professional, a master's, or even professional.
We also inquired about the Veterans Club and the niche it intends to fulfill within the PSU military community.
Yeah, we started, there was a fellow, Patrick O'Sullivan. Another fellow who's actually a retired Air Force colonel. He's going to school up here, getting another degree. And we got together because we were thinking a lot of the 85 people that come here are generally, you know, probably between 20, 24, maybe 28, you know, did 4 or 5, 6 years in the military, and now they're coming out and using their benefits. And the thing with that is a lot of those guys were fairly much lower ranking individuals. Maybe they didn't, well, you know what I'm saying, they didn't have the time or the tenure in the service to have, you know, the rank on them to know a lot about the benefits that they're available to them. So we wanted to put it together, this organization where it's one, they can come together, it's like camaraderie, you know, because it's different around here. I mean, when you're in the service, you know, the Army works a whole lot different than Plymouth State University.
To explore this community further, we went and spoke with Head of Student Activities Jen White in the Hub, who is also the stand-in advisor for the PSU Veterans Club. From there, we were referred to Darlene Brill, who is in charge of the Student Affairs Office in Spear. Through her, we learned that many services were available to our veterans, including but not limited to individuals within departments such as Student Account Services, Financial Aid, and the Campus Counseling Center specially trained to deal with veteran needs.
Mrs. Brill explained to us that information concerning veterans is frequently checked and updated through the Veterans Administration in Buffalo, New York, and she stated that we are the go-to contact for veterans on campus. Veterans have specific questions and they can come here and ask without being afraid. While Mrs. Brill said that there are no current plans for expansion of the veterans programs and support, she also said that we are very open to changing and adding on as needed.
However, while it is clear that a thorough support system exists for returning veterans here on campus, other students preempting their service in the armed forces with a college education are finding more of a struggle. In speaking to Dylan Bissell, the president of the PSU Veterans Club and a member of New Hampshire's ROTC program, some insight was gained into the challenges of handling both military and academic responsibilities.
It's been pretty time consuming. I mean, we spend 2-3 weekends a month, well, 2-3 Fridays every month down at UNH, every Thursday down at UNH, and then we have a couple weekends every semester where we're gone for training. And then the summers are completely gone. Like, we don't have summers. We're training all over the country and some people all over the world, so time consuming really is the biggest obstacle. The school really is kind of hands-off about ROTC. The school here doesn't really recognize ROTC as an organization on campus. Teachers have been super supportive. Like, individually, professors have been awesome. Like, they're very accommodating when I need to leave for training. And so on an individual level, people are really supportive, but the school as a whole doesn't really support ROTC on campus.
We also spoke to Arthur Weeks, who is also a member of the ROTC program and lives on campus.
It's definitely affected time. I had a little less time than I did my freshman year. Like, I could sleep in at 10 and everything. Now I'm up at 6. I had increasing responsibilities each year. Now this year I'm in charge of 3 or 4 freshman cadets. You know, it's we have this thing called an Order of Merit list, which is like a class ranking. And that class ranking sets you up for your job in the Army. So you gotta actually focus on schoolwork and can't get too, you know, wrapped up in social life and stuff like that.
Concerning support for military students, Weeks replied,
It's half and half. Like, there's some faculty that see the uniform and they're like, oh, this is sick, you know, we have an ROTC program, oh, it's awesome. Like, I talked to one of the admins at Spear, I think it was the Dean of Student Affairs, forgot his name. He's like, yeah, he's like, definitely try to grow the ROTC program. It's like, all right, cool, you know, we have the go-ahead, we have the green light, and then one of us tries to get a recruiting table in the hub, and they say, well, you can't get a table because you're not a recognized student organization. If we recruit, we can't talk about the National Guard, we can only talk about ROTC. Other than that, I mean, any faculty I've met's been supportive.
while it is clear that there is support for our military members here on campus, there are still struggles ahead for the small but significant community. In the meantime, PSU will continue to support its troops and hopefully continue to grow as time allows in the near future.